For many millennia, we the New Watchers have dreaded the predicted unification of these beasts, and now, I'm afraid, they have truly been awakened. Each of these foul beasts has taken position at 5 towns in the heart of the birthplace of man, Africa. Mogadishu, the capital city of Somalia, on the coast of the Indian Ocean. Ogoni, an oil-rich town in the Niger Delta of Nigeria. And N'Djamena, capital of Chad, lying at the east bank of the Chari River. Khartoum, capital of Sudan, the largest country of the African continent, is located just south of the confluence of the Blue and White Nile rivers and Isiro, chosen to be the focus of the virtual gigantic parabola. It is located near the Uele River, a tributary of the Ubangi in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Together, these 5 towns form the Monkey Parabola. When activated, the virtual parabola will generate an intense rift, which will then open an interdimensional gateway between the realm of hell and our world, allowing billions of hell's creatures to invade and desecrate all that is good on Earth. With his eyes betraying his fear, Alex asks, "You mean Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, the ultimate battle between demon giants and the champions of mankind, the ultimate battle and final destruction of the world?" The seer, looking confused, asks, "Ragnar what? I don't know what that is, but you get the general picture. Yes, it's the war to end all wars, one which began in the heavens, but must now be determined here on Earth by mortal men." A deafening silence follows. And then EB soberly asks, "What can 3 ordinary mortals like us do to stop this calamity? I think you need to get a whole army of supernatural giants, like Shango, to fight this war of yours." Ade also concurs. "You have the wrong team here. I think we have just wasted our time, and yours coming all the way here." Alex, dumbfounded, murmurs to himself, "I can't believe my dad has been right all these years. He has been trying to warn us all, but no one believed him, not even me, his son." EB tries to console Alex. "Don't beat yourself. Even after hearing all these, I'm still trying to get my head around it all." The seer turns to each of the young teammates and continues his incredible tale. The Monkey Parabola is not their first attempt to open a supernatural portal. In the 1970s, due to the worsening world energy crisis in the world, experts were uncertain about the continuous availability of the commodity. World petroleum demand was increasing far more than reserves. Projections were that the world would run out of crude oil by 2030 and natural gas by 2050. On the other hand, environmentalists were worried that burning large amounts of fossil fuels was creating byproduct gases that were accumulating in the atmosphere and trapping excessive heat energy from the sun, causing what is now known as the greenhouse effect. They feared that it might lead to an increase in global temperatures, which might in turn disrupt global weather patterns and create other environmental problems. Even nuclear energy, which was thought to be an alternative to fossil fuels, generated radioactive wastes with enormous health hazards and disposal problems. Not long after, various power-generating projects were proposed as alternatives to petroleum and other fossil fuels. After 2 decades of intensive research, hundreds of renewable energy options were proposed. One project which stood out as the most renewable and clean option was proposed by energy revolutionary giant, Megatron Energy Company. The company pointed out that since energy storage for nighttime use was the main problem in all solar power systems, the solution was to find a way to generate another corresponding solar energy at night. To produce this night energy, Megatron Energy Company proposed that creating a night sun, was the only solution: an outer sun located behind the Earth in our solar system. Their plan was to initiate the fusion of the planet Jupiter. Megatron also noted that Jupiter is located in 5th position in our solar system, just behind the Earth, making Jupiter perfect for the cosmic experiment. Due to global outcry and some resistance from us, the Guardians, Megatron's project was aborted, and the scheme to ignite Jupiter was prevented. If the Megatron had achieved the creation of a double sun, they would have had enough cosmic energy to generate an interdimensional portal. The seer continues. Following the failure of his secret Jupiter-Sun fusion plan, Brutus knows that the monkey parabola rift is his last opportunity to bring his master into this world before their imminent judgment. He will stop at nothing to see it through. Day thinks for a moment and then suggests, why don't we just offer them a sacrifice? Alex here should do. It's not like he is useful to anyone. Day turns to Alex and then giggles. Alex, reacting to Day's ridiculous suggestion, snaps, well, what do you know? The stiff can crack a joke. Day replies sarcastically, joke? That wasn't a joke. EB tries to intervene, but Alex gears up and confronts Day. You see, I knew you never liked me. You tried to leave me back in London after I was stabbed by those men in black, and now you're trying to get rid of me. Or maybe you are just intimidated by my... Day responding with a mocking laughter. By your what? Oh, please. EB cuts in. Guys, that is enough. Why do guys always fight whenever there's a girl around? The two warring guys look at each other embarrassingly. The seer, holding up both hands to each guy's face, tries to diffuse the tension. Okay, that was refreshing and good. At least you two are now communicating. Now it's time for you three to put away your petty differences and come together to form a team and hopefully become the heroes that you were foretold to be. Alex, in astonishment, asks the old man, you mean we will become heroes of the world? The seer disagrees. No, true, the path will be laid out before you, but it is you who must decide whether or not to take that path. Day also questions the wise old man. So you don't even know if we will succeed in this task? The seer affirms, no, I do not. No one can predict the future. All that I can tell you are the possibilities of an action, not the outcome of the action or event. The wise old man adds, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. Alex sighs. That's it then, I'm out. I'm not going to risk my life on such a dangerous and unpredictable journey without an assurance of success. EB reminds the nagging friend, you were already dead, remember? At least you already know what it feels like to be dead. The seer reassures the hesitant young man. Death is a path we all must take. It is a part of life. You must never be afraid to walk that path. It is the only way you can be united with the Creator. When your time comes, you must embrace it, which is why you must always try to do what you were appointed to do in this life, while you still have the time. The seer continues. This night, Brutus and his horde of dark servants will converge at their annual meeting manor in London. There, each servant will step before the fierce demon to give account of their stewardship as leader of the industry where he or she has been planted. Those who fail to achieve their set mission will face his swift wrath. Day boldly proposes that the team should storm the meeting place and kill Brutus. He suggests, all we need is bait. When the flesh-eating demon starts devouring his prey, Brutus, like all predators, will become enthralled by his feast, and so will become vulnerable. and that will be a perfect time for us to attack and kill the big bad boss. Ade then turns and faces Alex. Alex is horrified by Ade's gory suggestion and accuses the impetuous lad. "You are unbelievable. Do you really hate me that much, or just want to get rid of me so that you can have EB all to yourself?" Ade quickly counters Alex. "I didn't mention your name, did I? And you know what? She is not my type, and who told you I want her anyway?" Alex, deciding to fully confront Ade, follows up. "Come on, Mr. Wise Guy. You are just using that cheap reverse psychology, pretending not to be interested in EB, hoping that will make her curious and want you. That's a bit archaic, don't you think?" EB shakes her head as she protests. "I can't believe both of you. Will you both get your testosterone under control and focus on the task at hand?" The furious girl emphasizes further. "And besides, I'm not interested in either of you. You are both childish, and just for the record, neither of you are my type, and I am not some sort of prize you can both fight over." The seer is amused at the three warring teammates and concludes, "I think we have our leader here. You two boys better behave, else you will unleash the fire in her." He concludes, "In any case, your bold plan to storm the meeting place is not only suicidal, but completely foolish." Pointing to Ade, "It seems you are full of anger. You have a lot of hatred bottled up in you. Whatever has happened to us must not define us. You cannot fight an external enemy when you are already fighting a war within yourself." As Ade becomes more sober, EB asks the old man, "So what's your plan?" The seer stretches his arms over the anxious three and proclaims, "Ade, I see your heritage in the stars. You come from a long line of great kings, and so you must be just and kind, always. Alex, you are called Alexander, the defender of the people, and so you must protect the weak. Ibi Nabo, I see that you are a bearer of good news. You shall bring the light that'll extinguish the growing darkness that threatens to engulf the world. You three must put aside your differences and become heroes of the world. To defeat the enemy, you must know the enemy. You have much to learn and so much preparation to be made before you'll be ready to face what no one has ever faced." After the altercations between Ade, Alex, and EB, the seer pulls the new team to sit close beside him. Then, talking in a whisper, he speaks to them firmly. "Now understand this. It has already begun. At exactly midnight tonight, a continuous line of luxury cars will pull up in front of an old English mansion, the secret headquarters of the Dark Congregation. Once every year, on the day when the sun, earth, and the moon are in alignment, a supermoon is formed. It is a day the moon comes closest to the earth, making the moon appear big. It exerts an extreme gravitational effect on all things on Earth, causing strange and insane human and animal behavior. It is on this extraordinary full moon day each year that the disciples of Satan on Earth from all around the world gather to give account to their earthly lord, Brutus, here in England. At exactly midnight, a line of glittering Rolls-Royce stream into an ancient manor, each carrying a high-ranking member of the various orders of men and women. This order of men and women who have pledged absolute loyalty to their master come from far and wide, all being revered world leaders, presidents, kings, and many influential players from all aspects of global trade. They have infiltrated and violated every major industry, especially the music, fashion, and movie industries, corrupting what was once good and pure, selling their foul ideas as new and trending ways, particularly to unsuspecting children and young adults. One by one, these prominent people arrive in affluence, magnificence, and glamour. It is believed that not all who come are human, and not all can be seen with the naked eye. The seer continues. Over the years, our spies have identified many well-respected, high-ranking members of society who come to give account of their successes in influencing the world towards the ways of darkness. We also now know the various orders and the powers each wield. Most importantly, we are certain who their demon master is and the present stage of their mission. The ancient Palladian palace looks unsuspectingly simple, surrounded by a large garden with a wide flight of steps, which seems to elevate the visitor from the present to an ancient realm. Inside the triple-height entrance hall is a range of green marble pillars, each sculptured with the face of a prehistoric fiend. A huge black oak double-swing door catches the immediate attention of the entrance, guarded on either side by a mummified gargoyle-looking creature. Above the doorway is an insignia of the ruling demon Belial, whose name is also Brutus Demonicus. Around the emblem is the lodge's motto, written from right to left in Enochian script, which translates in English to, "He is coming." The black door opens, revealing a congregation of formally dressed men and women whose faces are covered with scary-looking masks. The attendees form two rows of disciples, waiting to take their turn in front of their master. A thick white smog shrouds the mysterious boss, who seats on a throne formed of human skulls, and his dark red skin only partially seen. Standing guard around the throne are several skinny men with protruding tentacles, and a beastly, stout man-like being, dangling a long, hairy tail. Also moving across the throne, like a pacing royal guard, is a monstrous creature with the head and upper body of a dragon and a lower body of a serpent, floating 2 feet above the ground. Finally, lying on the floor in front of the throne is the master's pet hellhound, staring at all the lined-up devotees with its green, peering eyes. One by one, each leader of industry steps forward. They remove their mask to reveal their identity and bare their soul before their master, Brutus, the leader of Hell's 5 powerful demons on Earth. These men and women, who have been placed in the high chairs of our world, state their report before the intolerant master. First to be summoned is Lady Cecilia Duncan, President of the European Children Publishers Company, ECPC. Lady Cecilia removes her plague mask and bows before the throne. In her baritone voice, she reports, "O great Lord and Master of our sacred order, in my capacity as the head of the largest publisher of children's learning and entertainment books, we have, in the last 1 year, produced over 5,000 picture books, influencing the young generation to keep secrets from their parents and manipulate their guardians to stop believing in those outdated tales of the Nazarene. We are now setting up a free global portal where all children can congregate freely without the restrictions of their primitive parents." There is a low-pitched roar from behind the fog, signaling the approval of the Demon Master. Next to present his report before the terrifying Lord is Dr. Frederick Anderson, Chief Executive of a fast-grow chemical company. Despite his imposing muscular physique, the head of the largest American agrochemical and biotechnology corporation trembles as he makes his presentation. "My Lord, our range of genetically engineered crops has drastically reduced human fertility rate and human population. We had a few minor huddles in North America from some troublemakers in Congress, but we have rebranded the company and have received approval from several countries for our new product, which will genetically modify human embryos and produce widespread immunosuppression. Our next phase will be to discreetly release our novel, severe acute respiratory syndrome virus, causing a devastating global epidemic such as the world has never seen. He gets the approval of the master. Then a sharp click-clack sound of high heels echo in the large hall as the chairperson of Europe's largest fashion collection, Étoile, steps in front of the white smog. She removes her death mask, exposing the flat facial effect of Madame Lena Dupont. Like the others before her, she states her clandestine agenda, which also earns her the approval of the roaring beast. Following the fashion queen is an upcoming American hip-hop rapper and songwriter who is being groomed by the Grand Lodge for the next generation music revolution. He proposes how he is working to organize massive initiations, misleading the unwary youth into pledging their souls during concerts to the dark side by making them believe it's just a mock ritual and just part of the show and celebrations. Next is transnational illicit weapons dealer Prince Wahab, notorious for selling biological reactive agents to terrorists. He gets a scare from the Demon Lord, who, not impressed by the criminal's report, growls in protests. "Prince Wahab, I have only received 1,000 souls, yet you promised me more, much more." The villain trembles as he replies, "My lord, 10,000 more are already set to be delivered. My bandits are raiding the farming village of Kassala in West Africa as we speak." Brutus roars even louder, "Go! I am becoming impatient." The Desert Prince bows as he recedes, answering, "Yes, my lord." The CEO of streaming giant, CaptureNet TV, producers and distributors of children and young adults content, Mark Luckers, looks confident as he assures his master, "By next quarter, our fantasy preschool series, Journey to Hades, will introduce the Bet Your Soul Challenge, which will give young children the freedom to be initiated into our Hell's Angels program." Several other high-ranking industry players take their turn to state their organization's successes in influencing the larger world. The Demon Lord, giving his endorsement to all those who had just made their presentation, is interrupted by a late-comer, the flamboyant preacher, Apostle Benjamin. The apostle, dressed in his symbolic white suit, strolls leisurely into the hall and arrogantly addresses the beclouded monster. Suddenly, in a coarse and thunderous voice that fills the hall, Demonicus roars, "Benjamin!" Shivering and stuttering, the apostle answers, "My lord." Demonicus, yelling in a deafening, growling voice, continues, "I hear you have been boasting, telling your congregation that you have supreme powers. I hear too that you have acquired 3 more private jets." Apostle Benjamin struggles to explain, "My lord, it's all to win more followers for you." The angry demon gets up from his throne and, leaning forward, his huge size and terrifying form is shown for the first time to his faithfuls. In a most fearsome rage, the Demon Lord yells, "Followers? Of what use are followers to me? I have thousands of demons' followers, strong and obedient. What I need are their souls, to feast upon them and claim victory over the light." Apostle Benjamin's legs wobble as he observes the serpent dragon floating behind him. He stutters as he speaks, "Yes, yes, my lord. I promise I will give you millions of souls. Please give me more time, my lord." Demonicus turns around back to his throne, giving the apostle a moment's ease. In a lightning-swift move, the floating serpent violently coils around the unsuspecting apostle, like a python ready for a death squeeze, and yanks him mysteriously through the solid marble floor, leaving only his arms and head protruding above the hard floor. Immediately, the master's hellhound gets up and walks slowly towards the stuck apostle, like a predator stalking its prey. The apostle pleads for mercy in desperation as he struggles to get free from his frozen entanglement. But the fallen preacher soon realizes that he'll get no mercy from the kingdom of darkness. The black ferocious hound pounces on the apostle, locking its huge jaws on the human's head and snapping it right off. As the hellhound devours the severed head, the ghost of the apostle can be seen floating away from his body. The confused and terrified spirit of the apostle is then drawn towards the Red Demon Lord. Brutus Demonicus takes a deep breath and inhales the helpless spirit of the dead apostle. The seer explains to the shocked young heroes that the ultimate mission of the Dark Congregation is to corrupt all that is pure and good in this world and make mockery of heaven and the Creator. The wise old man expounds further that this they have done for a millennia, but now they know that their end is near. So they are desperate because for all their successes in the corruption of the world, they still have not been able to break through the God Spirit in the firstborn of God, in the cradle continent, and so the bond between man and his Creator remains unbroken. Nonetheless, the 5 fearsome demons have found a way to open a gateway into our world for all hell to invade. This will give access to billions of vile spirit, a direct entrance to our world. Each of the 5 demons controls a beacon located in each of the 5 towns that form the Monkey Parabola. In 7 days, 3 planets, Saturn, Mars, and Venus, will line up with Jupiter, creating a celestial phenomenon and power that can be harnessed. At a precise moment, each of those 5 beacons of the parabola will be activated and will generate an unseen wave which will connect the 5 towns of Mogadishu, Ogoni, N'Djamena, Khartoum, and Isiro, creating a parabolic energy that will unlock the secret gateway between their realm and our world. The Prince of Darkness himself will lead 1 billion demons into our world. If this happens, all hell will break loose, literally on Earth, and Lucifer will reign physically in this world. In turn, heaven will respond with what has been prophesied for generations as the Armageddon. Only the pure of heart will be called into heaven, and the remaining people on earth will be deprived of the opportunity of atonement. They will be judged with the devil and his multitude of imps, and all will be condemned to a void of nothingness till the end of time. As the seer continues his narration of the unthinkable, gloomy end of mankind, Ade springs to his feet shouting, "No, no, no! We have to stop them!" The old man takes a deep breath, then tells the young team that they must travel immediately to the international airport in Aberdeen, where they'll meet someone who has already made all the travel arrangements for the trio to leave for the oil-rich city of Port Harcourt in Nigeria, from where they will be taken to the ancient town of Ogoni. There, the details of their task will be revealed to them. The wise old man sees fear in Alex's eyes. Then turning to each of the young heroes, he speaks. You must put away the fear of the unknown. You must stop thinking that an extraordinary or strange phenomenon is too supernatural for you to confront. For there is no greater supernatural being than a human being, created in the image and likeness of the omnipotent Creator himself. It is this God seed planted in humans that the enemy seeks to destroy before he can conquer mankind. So man must never give up that which gives him authority over all creation. The seer sends forth the trio with his final words of encouragement. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness shall not overcome it. The enemy always seeks to deem the hope of man. His main weapon is to make you believe that you cannot win. For if you take away hope from a man, you take away his will to continue to fight. Remember this, there is always hope. Now you three heroes of mankind, go with the hope of us all. It is time to end the reign of the Prince of Darkness. And then the old man adds, "Now one last thing. Come with me. This should lift your spirits and get you fast ahead." He leads the group to the back of the monastery, where a bright red Ferrari is packed. They are speechless with excitement, and with a satisfying smile, the old man hands the car key to Ade, saying, "This time you have earned a real Ferrari." Ade taps Alex on the shoulder and proudly announces, "Now, my brother, get in and let me fly you to the moon." Ade revs the car loudly, disturbing the quietness of the monastery with the thundering roar of the turbocharged racer. Then he unleashes all 700 horsepower of the sports car as they zoom away.